Hey y'all, it's Jennifer. I'm going to show off a bunch of my craft stuff because I've got some finishes and some close to finishes and a new start and all kinds of cool things. The wrapping paper is 1/2 of a pattern to make a pair of pajama pants for me. I'm leaving it here so the cats don't lay on it, wrinkle it, and tear it up. One project I'm making is a hexagon quilt. There's the rest of it. These are just various size pieces that I took like on the road with me and stitched together. This is 1/4. This green fabric is left over from a project a few years ago. I folded it into fourths and cut it. And then just for this, I folded it into fourths to put it up here so it's easier to show. I am standing at my ironing board instead of sitting at the table. But I have another piece of this green fabric that I've also already started sewing, hexagons on. The next step is to measure the backing because I'm using a throw blanket I currently have to see how big this green will have to end up being. And I'm waiting on a package to come in the mail that's going to make doing the hexagons hopefully easier. So this is on hold for right now, but it's not an indefinite hold. The package has already been shipped from the company I ordered it from. I'm just waiting for it to show up. This is a bunch of 2.5 by 4.5 blue rectangles. They're not squares, Jennifer. They're rectangles. Not enough. Not even half. I'm still a few short of a half. But what this is going to be is potato chip quilt for my grandson Lex. And some of these are pieced, which I thought was pretty cool. Believe it or not, this is Hanukkah fabric. That one's got fishies on it. What I'm going to do after I do this video is go into the bedroom and go through some more of my stash and see if I've got any more blues to cut up. I did, while I was at Hellmart Thursday evening, find a couple fat quarters in the blues, but I need to wash them first. So they are over here in my laundry basket. One of my finishes is I finished the cross stitch announcement for Lex. When I get enough stuff into a box, I will mail it out to his parents. So we'll put that right there for now. There is a FlossTuber, Andrew. I think it's the Runner Stitcher on YouTube. Maybe the Stitcher Runner. One of the two. He has got a stitch along that he's doing. For every mile he runs, you do 10 stitches. He's training for a marathon. So it's like, okay, yeah, cool. I could do that. I could finish projects. This was the first one for the hashtag Whip Into Shape. And I finished it. This is my current one. I don't follow daily. I go once a week and then do it. And I usually end up, like I needed 271 stitches for last week. And I did over 300. I get to the point where I'm done with the string and I'm done with the spot and I'm at a good stopping point, and then I stop. I am still 2 behind on this, but I did one of these today. So I did number 20. I still have 21 and 22 to do. But I did one of these today. This is the Steady Thread Stitch Along at thesteadythread.com. This one's a free one. There's 52 total. Get a new flower every Friday. This is the stuff for quilt top from a long time now. I'm thinking 13, 14 years. I finally got them into the rows. The next step will be to pin them together and sew it into a top and then find a back. Because I'm trying to avoid purchasing anything until I've actually got a reason to. And I know I have fabrics. It's just finding one that's going to work. They're actually probably all the same. There's, was it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 across. So it's going to be six of these 5s. But yeah, but what they're going to do, that one's not. This goes like this. And it's slightly different. That one's the same. I promise there's a different one in here. Not that one, which means the next one is. But they're going to rotate. Okay? As long as each block is going the same direction, I'm good. Okay? But this one has got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And those 3 are 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But if I could find the right fabric, I may put, I don't know if it's still called sashing if it's only going one way. But what I should have done, and I'm not going to because I'm not going to pull these apart and sew them again, is look to see if I've got like a black fabric or something to do sashing in between each of the blocks, make it a little bigger. I'm not going to do that, but if I find enough of the right stuff, I may do between the rows as well as a border. We'll see. But there's that. I don't even remember why I got that, but I've got that. Here is another finish. This is my granddaughter's quilt. Her Welcome to the World quilt. My granddaughter turned 4 in February. Until I get it washed and send it off after the end of after the beginning of June, I'm going to keep going through and doing some embroidery on some of the butterflies. But it needs a washing. And until then, I will be doing some embroidery. And then here's the crazy quilt. This has also been a long time working, but I've managed to get, is it 3 sets of 2 squares sewn together. An oddball here, and I have a couple small orphan blocks over there. The blocks are too small. So what I'm going to do is, if I don't have any long strips of fabric like this right here, I've got this that I've been doing, which is actually what this one is. There's 4 of them here, and then it wasn't quite long enough. I know there's at least this one here has got this roll on it, and this one here next to it has some hexagons on it, and then I think I have a straight up hexagon one. Yeah, there it is. It is all hexagons. I've been doing a lot of hexagons, but I took strips of muslin, and whatever the width of the fabric piece that I had, I cut it at 2.5 inches and then just tore it all down. So these are 2.5 inches wide. I don't know how long. I'm not worried about that. And once I get a strip done, I sew it to this and then roll it up and then put these cool little clips on it to keep it, you know, together. Get it. There they are. And just put a couple clips on them to keep them together. That way if it falls off the table or the ironing board, it's not rolling across the living room. And I've got a couple more strips here still to do, and this is the scrap jar I'm pulling from right now. I have at least this much more in the other room that I need to bring out here, but most of it's reds and greens. But I just lay it out and put the stuff on. Hand stitch it down. And then once it's hand stitched down, I'll flip it over and trim it off. And then I may have more scraps depending on how big the original, like this one. If I only go halfway and I cut that off, I still got all that square. But I don't have a long-term plan for this other than using it to pad out the sizes of my crazy quilt blocks. Like I said, I have a couple here. See, I did find some strips. I don't know if they're long enough or wide enough or anything yet. But this is not big enough. And this one's not big enough, but I already have a strip on it, and that should almost do it. I may have to do another one down this side. And then when I get two, I'll sew it together, and then I'll get all these sewed together, and I'll see how big it is, and I'll go from there. And there's some strips. And then on at least one of these, like right here, I've been practicing my embroidery. See, there's some Christmas ones. And then while I was over there at the table getting those, I went ahead and got the other hexagon one. This is where I'm at with this one. Like I said, I'm waiting for the little device, Tack It Easy, to arrive in my mailbox. I didn't check the mail today. Next time I go out, I'll check it. That's all. I'm not in that big of a rush. I got plenty of stuff to do. Yeah. I think that's it. I have other craft projects, but these are the ones I'm working on now. These are the ones that are top of my list. Get these done. I've got a quilt top, a twin size quilt top at the Quilters. I should be able to pick it up in about 4 weeks. 5 weeks. And when that happens, I will share that with y'all. But that is it for now. Thank you for listening to me ramble and lose my train of thought. If you have any suggestions, or ideas, or compliments, or complaints even, I'll listen to them. Write them down there in the comment section, and I will talk at you all later. Bye.